Hey, everyone. Blockchain Bernie here with my latest episode, STOINC in depth. STOINC stands for Storage Income in the Xandeum chain, and Xandeum is an exciting new blockchain initiative. If you want to know how you can make storage income, STOINC, right? I love to pronounce it STOINC, by the way. If you want to know all about it, what is that program? How does it work? And how can you participate? Then this video is for you, so watch it all the way to the end. So STOINC is, or Xandeum is a storage layer for smart contracts. It starts with Solana, but it's host chain agnostic. So it works on other blockchains as well. But right now we're all into Solana just because it's the fastest blockchain. There is some storage possible on Solana. You can store a few kilobytes or megabytes there, but if you have like real data, gigabytes, terabytes, or anything, you can't really store it on chain. So Xandeum is augmenting that layer of Solana accounts or Ethereum accounts or whatever accounts so that you can store really large amounts of data. And that is super exciting. It's a file system. It's a read-write, random access. You can delete files and move files and, overwrite things in the middle of a file and all these types of things, right? It is super innovative. And Xandeum just launched recently on mainnet. And as soon as the first apps come and the first customers and paying customers, all those fees that the customers are paying, the storage fees, and it's two types of storage fees. It is retention fees to keep the data stored, which is like per time period. And there's also transaction fees. So if you do something with the storage and you read it, write it, or do something else, then there's going to be transaction fees, right? So both of these fees are there. They are paid in Sol with the current incarnation of Xandeum because it's running on Solana. And these rewards are going to be distributed using the STOINC thing. And I'll dive into this as promised in depth in this little video. So let's dive right into it, guys. So here we have it. Oh, wait. Yeah, so here we have it. And this is on the Xandeum.network website. You just go to Xandeum.network and then right here, you see that STOINC here, right? So there's lots of other things here in that Earn a tab here on the Xandeum.network website. But today we're talking about the STOINC, right? And STOINC and rewards overview, earn locked XAND rewards and storage income. So the storage income is the important thing here, and it's paid in Sol, right? So in Sol, that means it's going to be paid in, liquid assets, right? Sol and is way more liquid than currently the XAND token is. So you can, trade your Sol anytime. So it's basically paid in hard currency, right? So let's go back to the formula here and dive right into it. All right. So what is this? Earn locked XAND tokens and storage income by helping power the Xandeum storage network. This overview brings the reward structure, STOINC formula, boost multipliers, and key takeaways into one clear flow. All right, so there's a rewards program. I don't want to go into that detail here as of now because this video is about STOINC, right? The rewards program is similar, but it's separate. So you can earn rewards for running a validator node. You can earn rewards for running a pNode, and you can earn rewards for being our Discord moderator, right? So that's all nice. And but here's STOINC, right? STOINC, as I like to call it. Storage usage becomes network income. STOINC is funded by fees from storage-enabled dApps or set apps, right? Those are basically the customers. And there is the first setup out there called Auxoro. That's unstoppable operational data. Soon we will be uploading the Wikipedia database to just have some demo data uploaded. And so that's how it all works. And the storage becomes network income. the confirmed split starts at 90% to pNode operators, and it goes all the way up to 95% pNode operators. And 5% is XPC, the Xandeum Platform Corporation. And 5% is Foundation, and the Foundation tapers off, right? So it's like, you see that here. So we have a very nice illustration here. Initially, 90% pNode operators, 5% Xandeum Platform, and 5% Foundation. And as you can see, that purple Foundation share here is being tapered off over the years. It's going to be decided as we go. You know, it might be year over year or something. And that is dependent on, you know, how much funds the Xandeum Foundation actually needs to build out the platform. There is still stuff to develop. The BFT, Byzantine Fault Tolerance, is to be finalized, and there is also fee markets to get finalized. So there's still some development stuff to do. And as soon as the income exceeds the development expenses, then Foundation needs less and less income. So the Foundation share will be tapered off. And Xandeum Platform Corporation is the investment vehicle. We're doing an equity investment round right now there, and their share is permanent at 5%. Okay, so that's how the STOINC works, and storage income is revenue. Storage income is revenue earned by running pNodes and participating in the Xandeum storage economy. It is separate from locked XAND rewards and is tied to set up storage fees. All right, good. So here we see that that tapering off illustrated again that I just talked about, right? So that purple Foundation share here, you know, being tapered off over the years. So, and STOINC starts with 4 measurable factors, right? So the 4 factors are the number of pNodes that you're running, the storage space, the performance score, and the stake that you have, the stake delegation. So other people that own XAND tokens, they can stake it to your pNode, right? And that's important. You need to find people that trust you with their XAND tokens and stake it to your pNode, right? So that makes a lot of sense. One thing here is the number of pNodes. Why is the number of pNodes here, right? So the pNodes are, you know, in principle, on the Xandeum chain, the pNodes are permissionless. So anyone can participate in consensus on the chain. Anyone can just run a pNode permissionless and participate in the network and earn STOINC, right? But the ones that are early supporters that have bought pNode licenses, right, to run on DevNet, right, they will get boost factors, right? So they will earn more STOINC, and that will be detailed later in the video here. But the number of pNodes is a multiplier here, right? So any pNode licenses that you have bought or you will buy, right? And guys, the South Era pNode sale is coming up in June, July-ish, right? So there will be the South Era. We have different eras here. We're building in public, and it started with Deep South. So all the pNodes that we sold are in Deep South. Then is the South Era, and the development, the software development is already past the South Era. We're already in the Main era, right? The Main, named after that German river, named the Main, and which Americans might pronounce Maine, but in German it's actually Main. All right, so we're already in the Main era, but we haven't really sold South Era pNodes, right? So that South Era pNode sale is coming up shortly. And the thing is, the more pNodes you buy, the more boost you get with those rewards here, right? And but when you buy a pNode, you have to run a pair of pNodes. You have to run it in DevNet and in mainnet to qualify for the stake delegation. And the stake delegation from Foundation, that's what is going to boost the STOINC, the storage income, right? And then it's also, of course, dependent on the storage space that you provide. It is dependent on your performance score, whether you respond to all our calls, whether you respond to challenges, whether you store the correct data, and all these types of things. So the pNode will be scored, and then the stake and the stake delegation. All right, and then we have boost factors here, right? So this is a nice new website. I'm happy we have this one. Big thanks to Verena who built all this here. Multipliers can lift the final credit score, right? So you have the boosted credits. That's your storage credits multiplied by the geometric mean of all your boost factors, right? The geometric mean is like boost factor 1 times boost factor 2 times boost factor n, and you take the nth root of that, which is also known as to the power of 1 divided by n, right? That's another way of saying the nth root. So it's the geometric mean. I don't want to bore you with mathematical stuff here, but it makes a lot of sense for those boost factors because they are factors. We'd have to use the geometric mean and not the regular arithmetic mean, which is kind of the regular average, right? That won't work here. All right. So you have all these boosts here with some NFTs, and those NFTs were on sale. We had the Dutch auction and all of that kind of stuff. And Xandeum has a really, really great community. So all these NFT sales and pNode sales have been a big success, and all these boost NFTs here are out in the field, and more of these will be sold in the South era. And just because it was the Deep South, we have a 16x on top of these here, right? And the South era pNodes, right? The mine era will actually only give a 7x, right? But we're already in mine, so we could just say, okay, let's sell mine era pNodes, right? And we just skip the South era. But we're not doing that. So Xandeum will be offering those pNodes, South era pNodes, with a 10x boost factor, right? So if you buy pNodes in the South era and you boost them with a Titan NFT, that will be 10 times 11. That's 110x boost, right? That is crazy, right? And that is the last opportunity to get these South era pNodes, right? Because then the factor will go down here in the other eras that Xandeum is building their software on. All right. So what else is here to say? Each wallet earns its fair share of the epoch fees. So STOINC is total fees times pNode share times boosted credits divided by total boosted credits of all wallets. So we have a few takeaways here. Rewards are paid in locked Xan to validator nodes. Those are the rewards. That's not STOINC, right? STOINC starts at 90% pNode operators, and STOINC is paid in SOL, right? And storage credit as a share of the SOL that the set apps, basically the customers, the apps that are running on Xandeum are paying, right? All right, so this was my little intro here to STOINC. So let me reiterate that we have all the NFTs here, and we see the 11x NFT here. We see the South era 10x here. So I mentioned all that just to reiterate and show it to you here right on the website. And 10x South, right? And mine era will only gonna be 7x. So get ready for the South era pNode sale. And you see all the formulas here, so you can dive into those formulas. You have the key takeaways and all these types of things. So if you like content like this, I have one little request. Please smash that like button for me. It really helps me, and it helps the algorithm, and it helps more people find content like this. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And also let me know what you think about that STOINC, about the idea of having that scalable storage layer. Leave me a comment down there. And I also want to know How did you find Solana? How did you find Xandeum? Leave me all that in the comments down below. And by the way, the points program is still live, points.xandeum.network, so you can collect points for each and every like and each and every comment that you place here on this little website. All right, so that was my video for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.